Hello everyone, welcome. In this tutorial, I will show you how to set up KataGo on Sabaki. This video is for Mac users only. Step 1. Download Sabaki. Sabaki is an app that you can use to display SGF files. You can download it at this website or simply Google Sabaki. Step 2. Set up homebrew. You can go to this web page and under Install Homebrew, copy this command. There should be a button on the website that allows you to copy this command. It used to be a little shorter, but as of the making of this video, this is the command. After you copy it, open the terminal app on your Mac and paste this command. Then hit the return button to make this command work. Then Homebrew will install. After Homebrew finishes installing, now you can download KataGo via Homebrew. Still, you're in terminal, type the command brew install KataGo and then hit the return button. More details can be found at this website, or you can just Google KataGo homebrew. But really, brew install KataGo is all you need to do. The difficult part is to set up KataGo in Sabaki after you have done all those 3 steps. Because most of the installation is done in the background, you cannot know exactly where KataGo was installed in your computer, but Sabaki will require the paths to those folders and files in order to work. So this is how it's going to work. First of all, open Sabaki, click Engines, show the engine sidebar, and Manage Engines. So this is Sabaki when you first have it. Then on top, which you cannot see here, but there is Engines that you should be able to see. Then click Show Engine Sidebar. Now we have the sidebar, the top left button, Manage Engines. And here in Engines, you can see this. And the first line is Enable GTP logging to directory. This is basically saving the log files when KataGo operates in Sabaki. It is not necessary, but if you want to choose it, you can create your own path. If you do want to choose the path, click this button on the right here. Then you'll be able to choose a folder where the log files will be saved into. Next, these steps are more important. To add a new engine, just click Add here on the bottom left. Then the first line is name. It is optional, but just to make things easier, you should probably type in KataGo, right? That should be the name. Then path should be opt/homebrew/bin/KataGo. This is the default. So if you're using a Mac, especially the newer generations on Apple Silicon, this is the default where KataGo can be found. So this is really important. This is the path that I have. And then arguments, right? After path, this is arguments. Currently, if it's empty, it says no arguments, but this is where you should insert the arguments. And the arguments is a little bit complicated, but I'll show you how the argument works in the next page. So there are 2 parts. Part 1 starts with GTP-configuration, config, followed by a CFG file. And this should be the file. The name is very long, and note that the version number, which the one I have is 1.16.0, is right here in the middle. And you can change this after each update. And this is the only thing you need to do, at least for now. All previous versions have followed this format for the CFG file. So as we can see, this is the first part in this argument. And the second part starts with -model. So you also need to input the model. And the model ends in a bin.gz file. How do we find the file? It is a very long file name. Again, open terminal and type in the command. We need to find a bin.gz file in this folder, in the OPT homebrew, Cellar, KataGo folder. So type in this command in terminal and then hit return, and then multiple bin.gz files will appear. And then all you need to do is select the one with the greatest number after the letter B, which means blocks. What does that mean? So if you input that in your terminal on your Mac, after the KataGo installation, I have 1.16.0, that's the version I'm using. You're going to see 3.bin.gz files. So the first one will be G170, B40, followed by many digits. Second one will be Kata 1, B18, followed by many digits. And the third one will be G170E, B20, followed by many digits. And you should use the one that has the greatest number, and that is 40, B40. That means 40 blocks, and that means it is the most advanced version among all of these files. So that is why I have the B40 file right here. And the last line is initial commands. You can leave it empty. KataGo will still function, but of course there are all kinds of commands that you can learn. So after we set this up, even without the initial commands, this is totally usable. There are three main ways you can use KataGo on Sabaki, and I'll just demonstrate briefly. So first, you can do an engine versus engine game, although this will make your computer's battery a little hot. How do you do that? You just click the lower right button. There's an info below, and here all you need to do is to attach engine KataGo. This is the only engine we have here. And then low handicap 6.5 is a standard even game. All you need to do, okay, they're set up. Again, go to engines at the top. You can't really see it, but here you can see start engine versus engine game. Now the engines would run, and we will have a self-play game between KataGo. You can learn some useful opening moves, josekis, from KataGo, but beyond that, the fights will get really complicated. So, will you improve a lot by just staring at engine versus engine games? Doubtful, but still pretty fun to see a very advanced KataGo engine do self-play. Yeah, just lots of 3-3 invasions, lots of start points, lots and lots of 3-3 invasions. Gets a little boring actually. You're gonna see this joseki again and again. And that is why it's worth reviewing, right, some of my joseki videos in chapter 5 here on this channel. Alright, so we can let it stop. I'll show you a human versus engine game. Now for a human versus engine game, again, use the bottom right button, go to info, and then say you're black, that's me, I'm a human, and then just again attach engine, KataGo. If you play an even game, there's no way you can win, but of course there are ways for you to practice your opening if you really want to get good. But I think that's really only for high-level amateur players. You play against the best AI, and then you can learn. But if you're a Q player, you probably won't gain too much. You're just going to fall behind very early on. It's probably more useful for you to learn josekis, like learn how to deal with the corner situations. Otherwise, you're not going to understand how you're defeated by AI. But one thing you can do, and it's something I'll try to demonstrate actually here on my channel, is these handicap games, right? You can select these handicap up to 9 stones. Sorry, again, the screen share is cutting off. Up to 9 stones, right? So if you play a 9-stone game, and usually the handicap is only 0.5 komi, you can set the komi actually. You can set it to a standard 6.5, 7.5, 10, 20, 30, or you can play an even game with no handicaps. But you can do negative komi, which means KataGo is white, but white has to give black 20 points, right? You can set it up any way you want and still compete with KataGo. That might give you a chance actually. So if it's just even game, you're not going to win. But let's say 9 stones, 0.5, you have a fighting chance. Definitely have a very good chance of winning, right? When it's like this, you just click on this using 2 fingers and then generate move, and the game will start. So it's going to generate a move, then you move, then it's going to try to generate a move again, right? So I'll play the kick. Once again, it's working, right? So this is where we know it is working. Lastly, we can use it for analysis. You can use the toggle analysis option. Again, that is engines on top. Click on that, and then you're going to see the option toggle analysis. If you want to use your keyboard, that is the FN key at the bottom left of your keyboard plus F4 on the first row. That way you can see win rates or point margins, not both, win rates or point margins, and it's useful for analyzing patterns. Then that's how I analyze some of the Joseki patterns I teach here on my channel. So how does analysis work? Again, you make the engine run, so now it is ready, and then say if you're in a game situation, just play very simple Joseki. Let's say what if black plays the 3-3 invasion right after this kick Joseki. Not even a Joseki, right? It's not finished yet. Black kind of still owes a move here on the upper side, but what if black comes in? If you want to know white's best response, all you need to do is Fn and F4, toggle analysis. Then you're going to see the moves that KataGo is suggesting, right? It is standing down here, or this hane, right? So this way, you're going to see all these variations by simply placing your cursor here without clicking. Do not click, you're already going to see this, right? If you move it away, all of those moves will disappear, right? This is how it works. Or you can, of course, click here, and then it's going to generate the best moves for black, right? It's going to suggest moves for black in this situation. So this is how it works. If you want to see the point margin instead of the win rate, go to View on top, and then in Show Heat Map, you can say Show Win Rate or Show Score Lead, right? So this way, you can see that by playing here, white is leading, winning, not leading on the board because there's the komi, right? White is winning by 0.4, right? So it is really, really close. And 0.4 is, in win rates terms, 50.1, right? So it's a small margin, still about dead even at the beginning of a game. So this is how you do toggle analysis. This is how you analyze various pattern sequences and what's the best move in a given situation. So that's it for this video. Hope it was helpful. As always, please do not forget to like, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. Thank you for watching.